Greetings, YouTube. The Doctor is in. Dr. Urias Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons & Dragons. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or comment. All right, it's time for another installment of the Doctor Spell Prognosis, and today we're talking about the cantrip Sword Burst, also known as a zero-level spell. So, what do we know about Sword Burst? What can we say about it? We'll talk about that. So, it's available for sorcerers, warlocks, wizards, and artificers. So it's arcane-ish, and it can be used by a wide range of different classes. It's a cantrip. It takes one action. It has a range of self, 5 feet, so everything around you. It only has a verbal component. That's great. I don't like the range, but it's part of the nature of the spell. It has a verbal component, so that's actually excellent. It is instantaneous duration. There's no attack roll, which is good, but it's a dex save. It's not a strength save, which would be the worst. It's not a con save, which would be next. It's the dex save, so it's kind of in the middle. And it does force damage, which is great because force damage works against almost everything. Very few things are resistant to force damage. And some of our more either real opponents, like ghosts and things, can be hurt pretty badly by force damage. So you create a momentary circle of spectral blades that sweep around you. All other creatures other than you within 5 feet of you must succeed on a dex save or take d6 damage. The damage is not great. And then it goes up as you go up in level. So it's 2d6, 3d6, and 4d6. So I give this a C, a solid C. I would probably give it a higher grade if it wasn't a dex save, or if it did a little bit more damage, like a D8. It can be very situational. So who should be using this? Well, we got all these classes that can use it, but do you really want, because it's got a range of 5 feet around you. So if you're a ranged wizard or sorcerer or a warlock who's, blasting away with Eldritch Blast from 100 feet away, do you really want to take this one as a choice? Because it's a waste of a choice if you're doing that. If you're planning on never being near anything, then it's a waste of a choice. Now, it can be a good panic button for a squishy wizard or sorcerer or warlock. But, again, if you're in a situation where you're next to a bunch of stuff that are meanly attacking you and stomping on you, do you really want to use your action to do this to do damage to them? Or would you rather use your action to disengage and run away and get away? I would rather, if I built my spellcaster to be a ranged spellcaster, I would rather use my action to disengage and get away. Or to Misty Step or whatever, but to get away. I'd rather use that energy to get away than just to whip some swords out and do some damage. Now, there are some classes that could benefit from this. So, for instance, we've got the Artificer, Artillerist, who could possibly use, and I'm just saying possibly, the Arcane Firearm. So, you can use Arcane Firearm as a spellcasting focus for your Artificer spells when you cast an Artificer spell through the Firearm. And I know somebody's going to argue with this with me. And I'm going to show you in the player's handbook, under what is a spell, a cantrip is a spell. Here it is. Every spell has a level from 0 to 9. Cantrips, simple but powerful spells, characters can cast are level 0. So it is a 0-level spell. So because it is a spell, you can use this firearm with it and have it do an extra D8. So you could, if you're more of a melee-built arcane artillerist, then you could be whipping this out and doing, by the time you're 5th level using this, it's going to be doing 2d6, so you'll be doing 2d6 plus a d8. That's actually not bad, and then you have your bonus action for your artillery to do even more. So that's actually not bad. It still takes an action. I would only do this if I were out of spell slots because it is a cantrip. Now, the other thing that I would possibly entertain with this would be the extra attack action that comes with Blade Singers, who can cast one of their cantrips in place of one of their attacks. And if you place yourself properly and you're a good, you're a decent Blade Singer who's a melee attacker, you could use this and in place of one of your attacks. Now, by the time you're 6th level, both of those attacks should be doing a bunch of damage, and they probably will be doing more than 2d6 damage, which is on average 7 damage. But it is on average 7 damage to everything around you that fails or save. But if they make that save, then it's a wash. So there is that. So all in all, it's very situational. It can be used as a panic button in defensive type of positions, and it does do damage to everything around you if they fail a save, but it's not the greatest save in the world. So I give it a C. That's what I got for everybody today. I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch everybody later.